Welcome back to the R-Rated Podcast.
Today's guests are Missy and Jacob. You might recognize them from season 1. They both have been on individually and together, and now they're back. But exciting news. I want to let you guys share the news. Show the hands.
I did it.
He did it. He put a ring on it. So today's topic is engaged in the industry. Not only because they are engaged, but we're also very engaged in the industry. So I know I'm cheesy. What is it like being engaged? I mean, is it different? Like, tell me, coming from someone who, is not engaged.
That was me for so long. It's not even funny.
I'm like, hint. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, no, I hinted hard. You should hit hard. Okay.
You should hint hard,
We've been
yeah.
together for almost 6 years. So when it really came down to it, it was gonna happen no matter what.
Right. So you guys talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We didn't really tell anybody, but we had went ring shopping like a year before that, or like 6 months before that,
yeah,
like casually just
Yeah.
looking, like
Yeah.
just kind of like
You're like, this is what I would pick.
yeah, just so we can get an idea,
Yeah.
because it's just he didn't really have much of a clue. Like he knows me, he knows what I want, but like, this is different than just a piece of jewelry.
This is a lifetime.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
So that's why we went, and I kind of showed him like the basis of what I want. He got it pretty on par.
Okay, I was gonna ask you.
It's like identical.
So
we went to the store and she looked at stuff and she's like, "Oh, I like this little like vine thing she has."
Yeah.
This is called Infinity. I did my research, people. If you're doing this,
hit those cameras.
do your research. So this is called
seriously,
the
do your
Infinity,
research.
The Infinity ring.
Uh-huh.
Basically because it has a little infinity sign there.
Love
so
that.
basically
Love
the same
forever.
vine.
Yes.
She said she wanted diamonds on the end, so there's that nice little jewels right there.
Yes.
And then she liked princess cuts, but she didn't like how square they were.
Yes.
So I figured an ideal round cut would have been better. And you can tell.
Yeah, I didn't know until he told me that it was more like circular. I was like, okay.
You can really
No, I mean it looks great on your hand.
Thank you. I didn't even look at it at first when it happened.
You did?
No, because I saw like what was happening.
Did you black out? Like because
110%.
I feel like I would black out. Like I feel like
I did.
You see it happening, but you're like not.
There's like a point in the video my friend took for us where like I take my hands and I put them over my face.
You're like, I'm not.
I like throw my head back and I'm like, I don't remember doing that. Like not even a little bit. Like I blacked out. Like I completely blacked out.
That is so fun. Did you black out?
Oh yeah, no. I had.
He's like, wait, what am I saying now?
We got a watch for Christmas, right? That checks our heartbeats and everything.
It's similar to like a Fitbit. Like an iPhone
Apple Watch. Yeah, totally.
So at the end of the whole proposal, I checked my heartbeat. It was at 180.
No! That's too good.
160, 180.
It was just way too enough that I was like, do we gotta take you to the hospital?
Yeah, it was
kind of a lot.
Where I was like,
make it to the wedding, please.
Right? No, and I mean, it's different, but it's not different. Because you could, like, there's a shift and, like, this is more serious and like,
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like that, like, it doesn't, like, make you more nervous. I mean, no, because you guys have been together, like, for 6 years, so you guys know what it's like to be together. You have lived together, so it's not like that's not new, right? So if anything, it's just like growing and like learning together, right? And committing.
And that's more what it feels like. It feels different in the sense of we know this is a different step, but it's not different in terms of like who we are as a couple.
Yes.
We're just more annoying about it because I'll flash it any minute I can.
You're like, hi.
I'll flash it too.
Did you notice anything?
Hey, hi, nice to meet you.
You're like, oh, the sun's in my face.
No, I will do that too, and I'm like,
I will do that.
I'm like, wow, my hand feels a little heavy today. Like,
she'll be talking, and I'll just like see the ring kind of
like blinds you.
Yeah. No, it glimmers really nice, and so I'm like,
Wait, okay. So did your parents? Did they know, or was everybody surprised?
Nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
No, my parents knew.
Oh yeah, I asked her parents for her blessing.
Oh, that's sweet.
So I asked her dad and her nana.
He said it went really easy. He was
really?
just like, can I? And they were like,
yeah. Yo, can I marry your daughter?
And they were like, yeah, sure.
They're like, finally. And I'm
no, pretty much. Everyone we called afterward was like, finally, about time. Like, they were shocked it took that long. That's about it. It kind of, in my personal opinion, it kind of brings back like the spark. Not that it was lost, but like it reignites it. You know, like
I
it
love
feels
that.
like we're dating again.
Yeah.
Like it's new, it's fresh, but like with someone we know already, we're comfortable with.
Right.
So that it does rejuvenate kind of like our excitedness to see each other again. Not that like he would walk in, I'd be like, ugh, but it got very, you get used to seeing each other.
Yeah, no, totally.
Not to say that you don't like seeing them.
No.
But it's just not as like, like when you were first dating and you're like, they're coming.
Totally. And then so obviously you decided to do it at the aquarium. Yeah. Was that like your first? No?
You better give her credit.
My partner in crime was one of my friends and her best friend, Kat.
Okay,
so she helped me out with a lot of the planning because my initial plan was to do it at a waterfall.
Oh, wow.
And I knew that, and I called him out on it. And I told him not to do it.
But
you're like, my hair would get frizzy.
Well, even then, too, I was like, we've never been there. Waterfalls mean a hike. And I was like, and it really stresses me out to think you're going to walk for like 2 hours or more with a ring in your pocket. And he's like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. I am not going to do that.
I was going to, so when I talked to her friend, she was like, no, that's a bad idea.
She was on the same page as you because she was just as stressed. She's like, that makes me nervous. We don't know the area. We don't know how like the hills are over there. Like,
that's true. Oh my God forbid you lost them.
That was my stress point.
That's literally out of a movie right there.
Exactly. So that's why she was like, no.
Yeah, like you're on a cruise. Oh my God, that actually would make a good movie. Like, you're like on a cruise, you're about to like pop the question. You go to like a nice water.
Ironically, we were on a cruise when someone next to us got engaged. And I was like, how sweet. And then I just
was that before you guys?
Like 2 days, 2 or 3
You're like
days
side-eyed. He's like, just wait.
That's what happened. I'm like, how cute. I'm so happy for you guys. And then I looked at him, and the mom, there was like a lady. I said she's like a mom figure. She was next to that table as well. And she goes, did you just give him the look? And I'm like, yeah. And she laughed. She thought it was so funny.
Little did they know.
Yeah.
I was hiding it the entire time.
How did you hide it?
Oh,
where did you hide it?
Okay, so
where did you hide it?
Okay, so for when I bought the ring, this is a great story, by the way.
Yeah.
She almost opened her ring, but while it came in the mail,
I did.
She almost opened her ring.
I did.
And I was scared shitless.
Well, yeah.
Because
a package had came.
Yeah.
And do you usually open them like?
Well, so what happened is we were on the lookout from a package from his mom that was late, and it did have a name on it, but she had said if you get a package, it's for you. And I sent her a picture, and I said, "Is this one mine? It has, your son's name on it." And she goes,
no,
I think so. I don't know. And she's like, just open it and find out. And I was like, okay. And then for some reason, I was like, no, I'll wait because what if it's his? Like, we'll wait it out and open it at Christmas.
Good thing you did.
I know.
Oh.
Because I was so close to doing it, but then I was like, well, what if it's his? Then I open his gift.
Yeah, she told me, and I was like, just go to the room. It might be for your birthday or something. And so she went to the room and I opened it, and I literally, was freaking out. It looked like a silent movie because I was panicking.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know where to hide.
And you can't make noise because she's there. You're like.
So
you go into your sound booth, your closet. You're like.
I did. I went to my sound booth and I hid the ring inside of the box of my mic.
Genius! Oh my God!
And
I'm like, is my ring in here?
You're like gonna go look through all this shit now.
I'm like, where would it be? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, because I don't touch his stuff because that's his stuff and I respect it.
Yeah,
so it was a good idea. But
that is a good idea.
My best friend did come up with the idea. And in the video, she cuts it off right at the end because I look at her and I go, bitch, you knew. And she's like, I cut it off because I didn't need to get called out on camera.
Yeah, so she helped me out, plan everything. And then when I got the blessings from them, and I told my family.
Yeah.
I told my family when we were in Hawaii.
So nobody knew.
So they didn't. And were you guys with your family?
Yeah.
No, so it was just me and him and my best friend.
Got it. Okay,
so
on the cruise. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Our family was still at home in Colorado at the time, so I told my family.
Okay.
Like the day of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what he means by nobody knew, because the only ones that had a real heads up was my best friend,
right,
and my parents,
and your parents,
and that's it.
Wow.
And then he called him that day and was like, "I gotta tell you something, guys."
And how did they take it?
They loved it.
Okay, good.
My dad was really proud of me, and my mom, She was like a little sad because she's like, oh, my boy's growing up sort of thing.
Yeah,
did she want to be there, or was it more just like
it was more like a thing of like she doesn't want me to grow up, but she already knows. Like,
well, yeah, right.
Well, her and I have a really good relationship.
They're like best friends.
Yeah.
They used to go to dinner all the time.
Yeah, like once a month.
Yeah, no, that's key.
They're
you
best
know,
buddies. Like,
yeah, her and I are really close. So, and I could tell she had that little moment because she even said, she was like, "Oh my gosh, like I can't believe like my youngest and only son is like getting married."
Yeah,
like she had that moment where she was like, "Oh my god," like it hit her.
Yeah,
and she got a little emotional because she was happy, but then
happy tears.
And it was that reality of like, wow, like my son really is like an adult. Like wow, and so that was sweet.
I know. It still hits me too. I'm like, oh my god, I'm 25. Like shit.
That's what I said. Like when I got the ring, like I always felt like I was like older, and then I got the ring, and I'm like, I am like 4 years old. Like I am so young. I am so young, and it's weird because for me it made me realize how young I really am because I'm like, oh my god,
how young are you?
I just turned 24.
24. Okay, yeah. I mean. Yeah, that's when my mom got married. She got married at 23 and had me at 24. So
goodness.
Yeah. So, and I'm 25. So I'm always like, damn, like my mom, like we're just like taking totally different paths. I mean, everyone has it. Like you can't like be like, oh, you have to do it like
no
this.
one in my family's even really like actually done like a real wedding. So by the time I get married, I will be 25. If everything goes right, at least by the plans, it might have to push back to 26.
Right.
But even then, by the time, literally no one will have had a wedding in my family for a quarter of a century.
Wow. Oh my god, that's so exciting.
So I'm gonna have the fucking.
Have you started planning yet? Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so exciting. What's the most fun part about planning a wedding?
Looking at stuff you can't afford.
Oh my god, it must be budgeting for a wedding, I can't even imagine because budgeting for like a film already stresses me out, and I'm like, this is so expensive. But a wedding,
and we have such big families, the both of us.
We're trying to go.
And you have to like, it's actually kind of like a crew. Like all your people that you're inviting, they need a meal, right? Like they're taking up a seat.
Yep.
Like
exactly.
you need a space, like a location.
There's a time.
There's a location. Literally. Oh,
there's also like a set schedule you have to follow.
Yeah.
So I have kind of taken that approach.
Who's doing the scheduling? Yeah. Like how's that going down?
Probably me.
We're trying not to hire a wedding planner because like that's even more money. Like our budget right now is like $10K.
Yeah, that's a good budget.
You know?
Like not too big, not too small.
Well, we want to have a baller wedding, but we don't want to be a baller. You know what I mean?
Right, and you want to have a nice honeymoon too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're doing. Is we're like saving like whatever change we find, and we're just gonna turn it into a coin star at the end. And like whatever, even if we only end up with like an extra 150, like that's 150 on our honeymoon. Like
exactly.
That's
literally, that's fucking dinner and a drink. Like, have you heard of Zola?
Yes.
Is that free?
I haven't checked it out.
But I was like, oh my god, I've always wanted to check it out, but obviously I'm not engaged.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
But you should check it out.
I've been planning since before I was engaged. You can check it out.
She was like, hypothetically, when we get married, do you want to do this venue or do you want to do this venue?
Oh my god, indoors or outdoors?
A little bit of both, because
outdoors.
Well, because I want to get married outside,
but then we want to do the reception inside. So
that makes sense.
You know, best of both.
Time of year when?
May 5th is the definitive date. The year it can fluctuate.
Next year though.
Yeah, 23 is the goal.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't have COVID anymore too. So
or at least it's not bad enough.
Yeah.
You know? And that's also what we kind of have to worry about too. Is that's why I'm
Does that make things more expensive?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
And it already goes up every year. And so that's also why we're trying to get it done like 23.
Why is it more? It's like, do you have to like supply extra? Like,
I think it's honestly just kind of how things fluctuate, even like with rent and grocery. I think it's just the same. Like the venues, like things go up and they have to be able to pay for it.
I think it also went up because of the restrictions they have with COVID, with how many people do you have and like all the venues, and then you have to worry about like testings and all that.
So it is, like you said, it is kind of a lot like a film set.
It literally is. I honestly never compare until right now. I was like, holy shit, like it's very similar.
It's really, and that's kind of why I'm taking an approach almost as work. In a weird way, because I'm like budgeting and I'm like, okay.
Like you're the producer. You're literally the producer.
I have to budget for all my bridesmaids.
You're the AD because you're scheduling. Like you're literally doing all that.
And you're the second AD.
And you're the director because you're like creatively in charge of everything.
Yeah, and granted, I will say we probably should have a wedding planner, but I just
but it's also fun planning yourself.
I like doing my stuff. And also like I know that they know what they're talking about, but I am having such an untraditional wedding that I want to do it my way. Like
tell me about that. Like what do you mean by untraditional?
She wants to wear a black dress.
I'm gonna wear a black dress.
No way, wait, that's so fun.
And even if it doesn't end up being black, the chances of it being white are very slim.
So what? How come you want to do black?
I mean, look at me. Look at me. This is me on a mellow day.
Yeah.
You know, this is a lot of color for me.
I know. I wore black today too, so I was like, I know they're gonna wear black. I'm gonna wear black too.
Yeah.
So we're all matching.
I always wear black, and you know, like on film, I'm a lot more film days when I'm working. I'm a lot more mellow, but I'm more alternative, and I like to look a little different, and I want to kind of showcase that in my wedding, and also, I cannot wear white without getting it dirty. And
honestly, me too.
The food I'm having at my wedding, I cannot wear white in.
What's the food?
It's Cinco de Mayo. We're gonna have Mexican
food. Yeah, we're gonna have margarita.
Yes, you can't go wrong with that. That is so fire. Taquero. I had one on my film set for Mija because I was like, honestly, my crew deserves this.
Right.
And honestly, it was one of the best decisions. Like, everybody was so happy. Like, they don't mind putting in the work because they're like, I'm getting fed and it's good, you know?
Yeah. So that's kind of like, you know, there's that. And then there's also a lot of things. Like, I have 2 maid of honors, you know, like.
Amazing. So how did you decide that?
So that came about because I have a best friend that I've been best friends with since like, we were probably like 7. So like almost 16, 17 years. So she naturally gets that slot.
That's
like,
grandfather did.
Yeah, like that's my ride or die. Like she's been with me literally through everything.
Was she the one that was with you guys?
No, that's actually the other one, and she's the other maid of honor. Because she comes to visit me all the time. We like this, we talk every single day, and she helped organize it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna insult you by making you a bridesmaid.
No.
But I also feel like maid of honors have such a big job, and I'm gonna have such a big crew, and so I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna put that all on one person. Like I will split that up.
Yeah. That's pretty smart. There should be 2 maid of honors. Right? And then they're planning the bachelorette party also? Are you doing that? You have to, right?
I mean, I think that's kind of on them.
Yeah. You know, but you're gonna do one, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
What are your plans for that?
I don't have any yet. I'm kind of gonna let them do kind of because they know me, and I know that's kind of something that they usually do, and I know they're probably gonna ask a certain few amount of questions, like this or that, but you know, I don't really know. So
have you guys been watching like wedding movies?
I have been watching Say Yes to the Dress, so that way I know terms because I don't really wear dresses a lot. It would be good because my knowledge is in film and makeup. I don't know shit about like what the name of like dresses are, and so
how are you gonna do your makeup?
And
who's gonna do your makeup? Because
me.
For her. Okay, yeah. If you don't know, you should know though because you've seen all the episodes. She does makeup and special effects makeup on set, so that's why that was the big question of who's doing that on your wedding.
That is the biggest question I've got: is who's going to do my makeup, who's going to do my bridesmaids makeup,
and who's going to do your hair.
I am hiring a hairstylist. I'm not touching this that day. That is way out of my realm.
Are you going to do updo or down?
I'm gonna leave it down.
Yeah,
my hair's too long. I have to showcase it.
Definitely.
I do have a certain idea of it though. Okay. And he doesn't get a lot of details, so I can tell you.
Right. No. Yeah.
I will. I mean, here's the thing. Even if I do an updo, my hair is gonna be pretty down my back anyway. Like I have so much hair.
Yeah.
Like unless I do a full wraparound.
Literally, I'm like, can I cut your hair and use it as extension?
I know, I get that a lot.
I'm gonna have an afro, do a big,
have a little pick in there.
Oh my god!
Wait, and the brides? Really?
She wants to have herself preoccupied for the day.
That's not gonna be too stressful?
I think it'll help me because it's such a stressful day already. Yeah. But when I do makeup, like do something I love on people I love. Right. It's also going to be like where I get to kind of shift into that mode of it'll feel like I'm working instead of like prepping for my own wedding. Yeah. And then I also
it'll like calm your nerves too.
Yeah. And then it's a cute little bonding moment. Yeah. And like imagine the getting ready photo.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They're going to be gorgeous. Yes. And also it's just like, I know a look that I want everybody to kind of have. And so it's like, if I know it, and then obviously I have all the product worth to make everybody's foundation ahead of time. Like I'm just gonna treat it like I'm working, and it'll go quick.
Wait, that's actually really cool. Yeah, and not many people can say that. They're like, yeah, I did the makeup.
No, and I think that's gonna be so
and for
cool.
myself. Yeah,
it's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be cute, and I just think it's gonna be like. It's also one of those things. For me, it's a way to say like thank you to all of them for like coming out because you know how much money I lose doing all that. But to me, it's worth it. Like that's priceless. Like to have them there is priceless. So it's like a thank you. Like
there's so many things that go into it. Like I'm like. When you really like sit and break everything down, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Like, because I haven't even done that. You know, like I just watch the movies and I'm like, oh, like, you know, I think about like, you know, everyone thinks about getting married, obviously. Like, it'd be weird if you've never thought about it.
Right. Like even if you decide you don't want to do it.
Yeah. You've thought about it. You've imagined, you've pictured yourself in the situation. Yeah. Like, even if like you can't imagine someone at the altar yet, like, or you don't know yet, like you've imagined yourself, like at least like
is
doing
this what
the
I would do?
yeah, exactly. So like I feel like it's just so crazy and like so like whoa, like you're actually doing that's so you're one of my first friends to like be getting married. So I'm like just
oh my god, really? I'm usually the
last
one.
No, that's why I'm like I want to know more. Like I want to know like everything you're feeling.
Oh god, a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
And,
like,
and also there's a lot of pressure to work now because now I'm like shit, I have a wedding to pay for.
Yeah. So how's that been going? How, like now that you guys are engaged, like do you guys split everything in half or like did you guys do that before?
So we've always kind of had our finances together.
That's
like,
good. That's good.
Like,
I feel like when you have that together, that's a huge thing to have together.
Well, we don't have like a joint account yet, but we're getting one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For the wedding to save.
Of course, that makes sense.
Because we're gonna have a separate
like a savings account
for the wedding specifically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you just like. Are you gonna put like a little bit of aside from each like your paycheck and like throw it in there or like
pretty much.
I'm like how does this work?
Enough for us to pay rent and then whatever's left from rent we just throw into savings.
Yeah,
that's
after
smart.
A little bit of pleasure because we like to eat out. So
who doesn't? No, I know.
It's like our worst habit.
Yeah.
So that's something else we kind of have to like.
Well, especially with COVID too, like it was like such a like order in, you know what I mean, or like just cook every day, and you don't want to cook every day. Yeah, it's like
every day.
Yeah. Well, in between, like I have been working a little bit. I've slowed down now, so now like I'm open.
Yeah.
Now, so.
Well, you can catch her on some really important things.
Yeah. You were doing a lot of stuff before you got engaged. I saw that on you. Yeah, like you were.
That's what paid for the whole trip that got me engaged.
That makes sense. And then wait, so because I remember reposting it too, like the whole thing with the short film, like the hard drives and stuff. Did they ever find that?
They did not find it. They are currently refilming certain scenes right now. I guess I don't really know. I wasn't called back for it because it was such small. Things that they didn't need the second makeup artist because I was I was the assistant. So they didn't need me for that one, which is fine. But I did tell like my head, the head makeup artist, if she needs me, I know I'm not getting money, but I'm not gonna leave her hanging. Like that was a rough. So if she needs me, I told her I would do it, but they haven't. So I guess they're just refilming a little bit and going with what they have.
Like I feel like you hear that shit like. In like in film school they're like, oh yeah, be careful, like you know your stuff can get stolen, but like I never like have ever like really experienced or have heard someone going through that. So when I saw that I was like, what the like that's horrible, like especially when you're a filmmaker you know exactly what it feels like to like
I spent 18
put
days
everything
on
into
that project. So but basically someone lived in like a safe area and they didn't really think it was that big of a deal because they're like nothing's ever happened, and it's usually when they get you is when you're like it's fine.
When you play it too safe. Yeah,
they left both copies of the hard drive in the car, and unfortunately the car was broken into. And
oh god,
you can't
leave it in the car.
That's what everyone said. We were like, no.
Or screaming inside.
I know everyone was really upset, and you did feel bad for them though too because it's like
well of course
like they wasn't there like they were trying to get
I know
but it's like it's that thing where you're like it's
do you think so though but like how did they know to just like get the hard did they steal anything else?
I don't know that much.
They just stole the bag.
I think what they saw is expensive,
like I can sell that,
and they took it. You know, I'm assuming.
I don't think they knew what was on it. I think they were just like, I could totally sell this.
That's some evil shit. Holy crap. Damn. I can't even imagine.
And people
I would cry.
Like people don't really know what's on it. And so they probably think it's just, they figure if it's in there, it's probably empty, or then they don't care what's on it. But it's like, that's like $1 million movie.
That's
literally.
It was
a budget of like $1 million. Part of that movie is what paid for the trip and everything. So it was kind of bittersweet, you know, celebrating when that's happening.
And it's just like totally different when like let's say like something doesn't make it in the cut. You're like, oh, like my work and it didn't make it in, right? You're like,
that's
but okay. Like knowing that it got just like taken away, like that's like whoa, you know, like that's heartless. I hope that person didn't know anything about film, because if they did, like that's just fucked up to do.
I know.
And like, how do you tell a crew like, hey, like
it was devastating for a lot of people.
Was it like silent?
Well, we got an email after we had all separated on the last day, pretty much.
Oh, it was on the last day.
Yeah, and we all honestly everything from that day made sense, because we were like, hey, where's the tech guy? Where's he at? And like we were all noticing, like, why would he take the day off? Like that's weird. He wouldn't just not show up.
Yeah.
And then we heard the writer of the film, I did personally, like yelling at somebody on the phone, like really upset about something, and the whole vibe was just off that day. And then later, I did get told, like, hey, like we have to talk, but you cannot say anything. because the whole cast doesn't know, so it's not our place to say. And I was like, okay. And then everyone was heartbroken.
Of course.
Everyone was heartbroken.
Yeah. I feel like, oh my God, how did the cast take it? Like,
hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the cast like would take it worse than, I mean, like it's not harder for them because like everyone put in the work and the effort, but like
it was really rough on them though.
Yeah.
It was. And so it was sad. It was a like bittersweet kind of thing.
Yeah, because you're spending like, so much time together and you're like, like growing this relationship with everyone. You're getting close, you're working close with them, and then it's like, oh, and now we can't even show off like what we did. Yeah.
It sucks.
Fuck.
It sucks.
That's crazy.
I know. It's a lot like a relationship.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All that
I know, just the roller coaster.
Yeah, all that build up.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Well, on a more positive note, what else were you working on?
The new A&E documentary, Secrets of Playboy.
Ooh, tell me about that. So how did that happen?
Word of mouth.
Honestly, I'm starting to learn that that's kind of like how it goes. Yeah. Like I was applying on Indeed to like, can I be a PA on this set?
Right.
Or like looking at studio stuff, and I was like not getting any calls back, and I was like how does this work? Like I was like, what do I need to do? And then when I started the COVID testing for film and TV stuff, and it was like I'm like on set, but like I'm not like on a call sheet, right? Yeah. Like I'm like the third party like vendor, I guess. But like it was like in the vicinity of where I needed to be, but like still not on a call sheet. Yeah. But I was able to like talk to some people, like crew members, because I'm like literally checking them in before they get tested, and they have to start their day with me before they can go work. Yeah. So it's like, we'd make small talk over the like months that I was there and stuff, and like eventually like they'd be like, oh, like when did you know you wanted to do COVID tests? And I just thought it was so funny because I'm like, oh my God, like this is not what I'm trying to do. I'm like, you know what I mean? But I'm like, I get in your eyes, I'm literally just the COVID test. So it totally makes sense. But
he's been working too, though.
Yeah,
he has.
I can't say much about it now, but I'm working on a new season of something I've already worked on.
Like a season 2?
Season
3.
Season 3.
Ooh.
That was season 2 of Summertime and Mortel.
Oh, yeah.
So those finally came out.
Okay, cool. So, and I mean, I'm sure you got a great response from it, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We still see like that it like puts his shows like on Netflix as like the only on Netflix. It's so cool because we're like,
that's really cool.
That's really worked on something for Disney. That was called
Disney's like my dream. I don't know if it's because just like Disney movies and like Disneyland, but like I don't know. As a kid, I always was like Disney would be like my dream place to work. Oh. And then so anyone who works at Disney, I'm like my eyes like light up.
It was a lot of fun. That's the thing I was telling you about. As soon as we got off from the flight to Hawaii, I got it.
Right.
So like the day after the whole proposal,
I
got a text or a phone call. Basically.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And she said, and it was like, "Hi, my name is so and so. I'm from Roundabout. We have you on our database, and we need you to come in for this role. Like, can you do it?" And I'm like, "Okay, yeah. What day?" And they're like, "Can you come in tomorrow?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I cannot."
You're like, "I'm on a cruise.
I have to be across
in the ocean."
So as soon as I got back, I immediately went straight.
Yeah, like we got off the plane.
What time? Yeah, like what time did you land?
Oh god. So,
like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and that's because it had been delayed because there was so much rain our last day.
Shit. Yeah.
So we got off at like. Wasn't that it? Yeah.
So
that everything is just like
even beforehand with all the proposal stuff, we worked on a film together.
Yeah.
We worked on something. We went to Utah for a week, and we filmed in like an abandoned prison.
Cool. That's really cool.
That was like pre-engagement. So I'm like, how can this get any more exciting?
We worked together even before that, and then once I got back off the plane, then I went to the session. So we got off at like 2 or something, went to go eat, and then as soon as like hit like 5 o'clock, went straight into the booth
until like 8, and then
so you can see me as Alan or Alon, basically.
Alon. I love it.
In the TV show in Disney called Intertwined.
Ooh,
English dub.
Okay, cool. What? I don't even. It's new, or
it's a new one. It's definitely a new one. It's about like these kids who find like a magic like gem that turns them back into time for their mother, who happens to be a musical musician herself, who never got to do Freaky Friday. I don't know. It's so weird. And like the concept is interesting. It's just I'm not describing.
He usually
it correctly.
finds out what it's about like after he like goes.
Oh,
It's that
really?
Crazy thing. If
Really?
it's a new project I've never done, like when it came to Mortel, after that it was summertime, and I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And so when I did the whole show, and I was like, let's watch a couple episodes. And I
Oh,
was
so
like,
they don't like you don't get the script? Like, no?
So if you remember from the last time I came, it was that thing of like karaoke for actors.
Right.
So it goes.
But you can't but if you wanted to read more, like you couldn't.
Yeah, there's no paper script. I've sat in on a.
Oh shit! Okay, because I knew that you like put your headphones on and you kind of like read it like here, but I thought like there's a script too, so you could like be like, all right, the emotion is this.
Nope.
And I'm like,
The director,
wait, what?
So the director and the engineer get the clip right, and they're like, okay, you're gonna watch this, the original band. You're gonna get the inflections. You're gonna get the emotions of this character and the scene in itself. Okay. You're gonna watch that once, and then we're gonna record it. And so you watch it, you understand what the scene's doing and all that, and then you record it.
Yeah.
They give you you do an alternate, which means you do the exact same thing, just a little bit different. And then they edit it around to make sure that the lips flapping matches the English translation.
That must be hard.
And once they're done,
it's not always like identical. No. They get it as close. That's why I will say like now that he does it, I found a new respect for it because there are some where. And once I watch it, there's even stuff where like, that was a weird way to say that. But then you see it and you're like, okay.
Oh, I'm always in the booth thinking like, what do you mean? Like, they translate stuff like from like very proper English.
Yeah, it's so
like,
literal.
It's like, well, another time then. I don't think I've ever heard anybody
another
time then. I've never heard anybody in this generation say another time then. So,
they're like these teenagers are like, another time then.
Until that.
Or flatmates instead of roommates. Like that's a
thing.
Yeah, so flatmates is like a UK European thing.
I didn't know that.
Because when we were
flatmates.
When we were messing around, the director and I were like, "Hey, we'll talk about flatmates, right?" And so I was like, we're doing the whole thing over again, but we're doing it British now. And so they had changed from flatmates to roommates. They changed it from university to school. Like it's so literal.
Interesting.
Yeah, just because it has to get close to like you don't want them to say, oh yeah, look, I'm heading like they're probably saying like I'm heading to university, and you have to and you have to match it. But when you're like I go to school, and their mouth is still like university,
right? So, oh shit! Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. That's so funny.
Different vowels for different languages, especially when the other languages have you do another language. Like I've learned so many languages.
Certain phrases
just by reference. Like they'll tell you because I learned German, Creole, French, and Italian for all these things I've dubbed. Whoa. And I did it phonetically.
Oh my god.
I never learned any of these actually. It was just a thing of like, okay, so this guy's gonna do something in German. Yeah. You're gonna say my love in German. This is how you say it. And they're like, look at Google Translate on there and we'll hear it here like constantly. And I'm like, okay. Meine Liebe.
Meine Liebe, yeah.
Meine Liebe. And they'll do it constantly over and over again. It's either like, all right, let's record it. And then you're like, Meine Liebe. So it seems like I'm doing it.
It seems like
it's not at all. I don't know.
But you are.
Any language.
Wow. Oh my god. I'm still shocked that you don't get like a script to like
it's so
take it in for yourself.
So it's interesting when you watch the show.
Do you ever feel like the actors on screen are just like maybe you want to give it maybe more emotion in your voice, but like they're just kind of like
I've even told him sometimes.
We just had that conversation.
I'll call him out. I'm like, why were you not emotional there? Like he's emotional, and they're like,
why weren't you fucking crying?
I know. I'm like, come on.
Because the directors know exactly because the director that I work with, Luciano, wonderful director. Yeah. But he's also Italian. So whenever I do something in Italian, like Summertime, he knows the inflections of these characters and the emotion of the language.
He understands better what they're trying to convey.
Got it.
So it's kind of more it's a little bit of there's some freedom, but not really.
And I think
and he's always like the director's always sitting there.
Oh, he's always there.
Okay, so that's like a normal thing.
Sitting in the booth one end, and then big wall.
It's really similar to like when you're on an actual like in person, like working with the crew.
Yeah.
Set is the director is like always right there,
right,
watching things go as they go.
I think she was the one that actually sat in on a summertime session, didn't she?
Yes.
How was that?
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Well, because I don't really get to see him when he's not like because he's in the booth at home and he closes it.
Yeah, you're like,
you know, like, and I'm used to it. Like I've clearly I've signed up to deal with that.
Well, she's my manager actually.
No way. That's amazing.
So whenever I have an audition, I'm always like, here, I need manager's approval.
Yeah.
So she'd be like,
I love that.
You kind of were holding back on this part, or I didn't hear a lot of emotion. You're losing the voice on this one. Do it again. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I think that helps that we've kind of built that relationship, and now that we've furthered the relationship, I think it's going to make it even better.
You're not saying it to be mean. You're trying to help him, like make the character better and succeed.
She loves me enough to not bullshit me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I really do love.
Yeah. Which is good that you know that too, because like I feel like you could take it the wrong way and be like, oh my god, why are you like criticizing me or attacking? Yeah, and it's like, no, it's like I'm saying it out of love to literally it's constructive to help you be better, help you like it's like same with like when you have people read your scripts and it's like, you know, give me like feedback. Like it's not gonna help me if you're like, oh yeah, that was great and it wasn't.
Like just because we're friends.
Yeah, that isn't like that's not
if
helping
my
anyone.
Script is shit, I want you to say that my script is shit.
Like this is not gonna work.
if I go and pitch that to one of
somebody else is gonna be like, this is shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, would you rather have it coming from your friend or like a studio executive?
I think it's also kind of like it was kind of my idea.
Yeah.
To manage him a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
what did you first think when she like proposed that?
I mean, she knows me better than anybody. And
yeah.
The manager is like a more personal interaction anyway.
Yeah.
An agent is what gets you the jobs. The manager is what manages your life and like how you are seen, you know.
Right. I'm also the more confrontational one in the relationship. So if anyone tries to say anything,
fuck with it.
I'm like, just send it to me. You don't have to tell them the nature of our relationship.
Yeah.
Sure, you may have like pictures of us on the internet, but they're not gonna see what I look like through a phone call. And even if they do, it's not unheard of for your wife. Like I'm not his wife yet, but still.
Soon.
Yeah,
exactly.
Soon. And even then I'm like, I'll handle it.
Yeah.
You know, so like now that we're engaged too, I feel like that kind of adds a little bit more of a legitimacy.
Yeah, now you're like, speak to me first.
Not that it ever, I honestly
not that it wasn't, but
matter, but you know how it is.
No,
we're young, and so people are like,
of course.
A lot of voice actors use their wives for their managers. Like James Arnold Taylor, he's the voice of like Johnny Test. He's the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah,
he does a lot of great things, but his wife is actually his manager. And she manages like his appearances whenever he goes to Comic-Con and stuff like that.
Cool.
She's the voice of his demos whenever he like slates his name. His wife does it, so that way he knows, or like the casting director knows this is not his voice, and then the person coming up is going to be him.
Got it.
It's also a little more professional too.
Yeah.
The woman for that.
Yeah.
Hands down, she has my best interest at a times. Actually, she's the reason I'm doing this stuff for Netflix.
I will take credit for that.
Yeah, like snap.
Why do you think I got the ring? Okay.
Yeah.
The first time that came when I actually got the call, I thought it was a scam. I wasn't going to do it.
Right.
I know. Literally.
YouTube is your friend. I always learned most of my stuff from YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube University.
Not me. I can't.
You're like, how does this work?
No, because makeup on YouTube, oh my god.
And a lot of people,
because it's very vibrant. Like
a lot of people do get a little uncomfortable when it's not a makeup that they know.
And then are they like trying to give you a hard time, and you're just like, well, this is what production wants?
Yeah, sometimes, and I just have to tell them like, this is just what the director wants. It depends. Like, there's certain things like when it comes to like. Yeah, people who are a little more on the celebrity status, you listen to them a little bit more, but there also has to be a fine line.
Right, it's like, you do know what you're doing. You didn't get hired to do
this.
I
accommodate them as much as I can while still satisfying what the director wants.
Right.
That's
the director knows best.
Yeah, I mean, and they have a vision. Like, they know what they want.
That's what I was hired to
give,
yeah,
know? And then they talk to you about it first, too. They're like, hey, can you make this look happen? Exactly. And then, like, imagine they walk on the set and it's, like, totally different. You're like, what happened? They're like, well, the actress wanted that.
Yeah. No,
it's like, what? Yeah.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Get out of my set.
Bye.
Yeah, no, back to the Netflix thing, though. Yeah, I saw him reading an email, and I saw that it had said something about voices.
Yeah.
So naturally, I was like, oh, it's work.
Yeah.
And like I read a little bit of it, and he looks at it, and then he just closes the email, and I'm like, "What are you doing?
What are you doing? Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't want to do that. And I was like, why? And he's like, because I'm pretty sure it's a scam. And I'm like, why?
Why would it be a scam?
Because I don't remember.
You probably just applied to so many things.
I don't remember applying to it.
Oh.
So it was like 6 months since like I applied for it. Apparently, because they let me know when I did it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, it's a scam. I'm not gonna do it.
And then he got mad at me because I didn't ask him. I wasn't polite about it. I was like, you're gonna call them back and you're gonna have that phone call.
Yeah.
And
aren't you glad that you did?
And he's like, but babe, and I was like, no, don't babe. I literally was like, don't be fucking stupid.
Yeah. No, he needed that extra like nudge.
Yeah, I was like, because he was like, well, what if it's a scam? Like, then you hang up the phone.
Yeah, then you're like, it was a scam, and that's it, and then you just move on with your life.
Yeah, the opportunity. And then he came in, and then he comes back, and he was like, this is gonna be on fucking Netflix. And I was like, yeah, you're welcome.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
Imagine, I mean, not imagine because it did happen, but I'm just imagining for myself, like, oh, this is gonna be on Netflix. I'm like, I would literally scream.
He didn't know what to do. That's why
Did you scream? Yeah, like you're.
This is gonna be on Netflix.
This is gonna.
I was like, this is gonna be on Netflix. I gotta go audition for it. Like,
that's it. And was it intimidating because like you knew Netflix was like behind it, or were you just like treating it like?
It was my first time auditioning for something that wasn't for school.
Yeah. Oh my god, what was that like? Because I feel like that would make me kind of nervous.
Well, I was still in my I think it was still in my second year when that happened.
Yeah, because this was in like the midst of the pandemic, huh?
No, it was way before that. It was Christmas of 2000.
Because we lived in our old apartment and we started quarantining there, and we moved to our apartment now. So I think
I started doing Netflix in Toluca.
No, you did not.
Yes,
no,
I did.
You did.
No,
you didn't.
First fight on camera.
I remember because I hated that apartment so much, and I was like, "Do it so we can get money to get out of this apartment."
Oh wait, no, you're right. Okay,
that's a good motivation.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that is very true.
We hated that apartment, but
I feel like that's what you need though. I feel like once you're like just sick and tired of something, you're like, I need to fucking find a way out, and then you just like work to get your way out, and then it comes, right? Like
exactly.
When you're just kind of like thinking about it, but you're not like you're like comfortable and you haven't really taken action. You kind of just think that like
no, I'm very much the one that has made him very uncomfortable and pushed him to do some things he may not really want to do on his own accord. Nothing, of course, that would push his morals or that if he's something he genuinely doesn't want to do, I would never make him do it. But like, but like when he closed the email, I was like,
no, there's balance for everything too, but. In this situation, I'm glad that she was like, yo,
very glad.
Get your shit together.
Because of that, I got to meet my mentor, Fanny Barrett. I got to meet, again, Luciano, Tyler, the engineer that I've worked with for
That's a cool Tyler the engineer.
3-4 years. Tyler.
We love Tyler the engineer.
I can walk into the whole booth and I'd be like, Tyler, what's up? And you'd be like, this guy, what do you mean? We joke like that.
That's funny.
Now that we're going to take this next step, it just kind of emphasizes, like, it also brings a lot of relief that we mentioned before. It's nice to date someone in your industry because they understand.
It's so nice.
Right.
But now I think it's kind of going to be even better because now there's like a different push.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now I'm looking for representation in agents right now because I need to get I just need to get to that
what's your plan for this? Like, where do you guys want to be? Like, what's your guys'
I'm hoping to get representation before we get married. So that way I can get some jobs and I can save up that money. Because once you get representation, you get a lot more auditions that, pay a lot more money.
Right. And so for people who don't know what that means, like what would that be? Like
so agents will get you those because I'm a part of the union.
Yeah.
If you guys don't remember from the last time I was here.
Some of us are. Okay. Just kidding. No, it's sick. Don't look at me. Yeah. I'm not gonna flex the yellow car.
It's actually
he changed it. Now he has to flex
gray now.
No, okay, now you have to show us. Flex the card.
They sent him a new one.
Flex the card. Flex the card.
You gotta pay
I love the vendor's wallet.
111.
I got him that.
Okay. Actually, you know what? I do like this color better.
I said the same thing. Yeah. I think it's cuter.
The other one's more like a mustard. This is like really nice.
I still have my old one.
He keeps them both.
Actor performer.
Yeah.
Love it.
Because
hey, you never know. You might have one of those.
I know. I'm trying to. There's a unit for makeup.
Is
We're both trying to get
how hard is it to get in?
So
how hard is it to get? Like, what do you do to get in?
It's harder.
He had a loophole. Really? So explain yours because mine's more complicated.
Well, because of the whole Netflix thing, I had a really good relationship with my mentor, and my mentor was trying to cast for a movie.
Yeah.
To do for English dubbing, and she's like, bring as many people as you can, because you need people of color. So I brought some friends who were people of color.
Yeah.
And they got casted for the roles, and they were like, "Well, we don't really have much for you, sweetie, but I can give you some like, B rolls. I can give you like 1-liners, 2-liners that you can do, a bunch of different voices." So I was a utility for that time.
Okay.
And they're like, "Are you SAG, honey?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not SAG." And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna Taft-Hartley you," and that basically means that
what is
you can work on a union job.
Yeah.
Being non-union.
Oh.
For that time.
Only that one project. After that, they pretty much told them after that you have to join or we can't give you this work.
Oh,
after that, I did maybe one more job, and they're like, "Listen, you've been working with us for this last 2 projects, but we can't cast you again if you're not union."
Yeah.
So
because they were union jobs.
They were union jobs.
So that's basically once you're in the union, you can only do union jobs. You can't do independent stuff at all.
Nope.
Which makes it hard.
Unless even if it's your own stuff.
If you could do your own stuff is fine.
Okay.
Because that doesn't go against your contract because you're not paying yourself.
So, but why is it so bad to do that? Like, it's just like
it's credibility,
and you don't get union rates usually.
Got it.
So, because he's on a fixed like hourly rate.
Wow. Yeah.
So, I guess I can kind of say something now that it's gone. For the Disney thing, I made $130 an hour.
Wow.
And if I worked on that for like only one session, so it was only like 4 hours, so I got paid.
That's amazing.
$130 for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, shit. Maybe I need to get into voiceover.
I know, it makes me so mad. Honestly, like I'm so happy for him. I'm proud of him,
that's amazing.
It pisses me off that he works less than I do. He works so much less than I do, and he gets paid triple the fucking amount. Like, and I get paid pretty good.
I'm in the same situation. Like, I feel like I fucking work so much, and I feel like every week I'm like, okay, like I have money, but it's not where I want to be. And
not me. Once I finish that project, that's it.
Yeah.
Like the Playboy stuff, I got paid for it, but I don't get money because it plays on TV. So
wow.
Once you do that,
that's interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah. So once you have the contracts with the agents, they give you you get like 10%. So they fight for that 10%, so you can get that 90%. And once you once you book those jobs. Yeah, of course, it does happen sometimes with residuals, but sometimes there's buyouts. Like there was a buyout. When I do stuff for dubbing, I never get residuals. I always get a buyout.
Okay.
So that's why it's a little bit higher. Because it's usually like 120-ish something an hour. So like one.
I don't
even the buyout.
Over here, like I charge like $30 an hour.
Yeah, literally, I'm like, I don't even want to say.
I charge like $3.50 a day. It's roughly $29 an hour. And I'm like, I make such good money.
Yeah,
you feel so good. $130 an hour, and I'm like,
you're like, okay, thanks.
I know, I'm like,
well, if you do like a cartoon that's like 52 episodes, you get paid like 127 an hour.
Wow.
Plus like.
And how many hours a day?
Residuals.
Like usually, like does it really rate?
It's a 4-hour session.
It's always 4 hours. It doesn't go more than 4 hours.
If it goes any more than 4 hours, they have to pay
overtime or
basically.
double. Yeah.
Double or nothing.
Yeah.
Shit. So it's not like
I'd be like, you sure you don't need an extra hour?
Right? It's not like a set where you can go on for 12 hours like she does every day.
Right.
I go into the booth for 4 hours because that's the most they can do. It's either 4 hours in the morning and then 4 hours in the afternoon, or 4 hours.
Because you want to give your voice some rest too. Yeah, it's like
because if you're doing a video game,
it's your moneymaker right here.
In your guts, like go take down, like if you're doing that for 4 hours, you're not going to do it.
You're not going to be able to do it. Yeah. 4 hours is even kind of pushing it. So they'll try to. I've noticed that sometimes when it's more intense, they will try to cut it shorter because they're like, you gotta save your voice because you have to do so many takes.
And like I was screaming one day, like all day it was just screaming. And they were like, all right, so we're gonna wait till the scream to the very end.
This will be the last thing we do.
So they got
that's
an
fair.
hour in, and they're like, all right, you ready for the screams? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, if you need any time, just let us know.
Yeah. Precious little. I just got off the phone with my brother a little bit ago too before we came here, and he even said the same thing. He's like, I didn't know you could get fucking paid to sell your voice. So
literally,
like,
literally. I mean, that's honestly so lit. Like it's just your voice.
So weird,
you know,
only fans with your voice.
Yeah.
Right.
Like very white. God. It's like audio.
You probably could do that. Honestly, I'm sure there's people out there that probably like having like audio recordings of like different accents or different like characters. Like it's almost like a voiceogram or what's that shit called? Like when you
Telegram.
Yeah, you can like send like a fucking thing. Like you should charge for that. Like a little side hustle.
Do it. Honestly, I
we have a wedding to pay for.
I probably could if I want. If I want to, I do have impressions.
Get creative.
Whatever makes money because we.
Do you TikTok?
I do.
I feel like you should do different like characters. Do you?
I do a bunch of impressions. I'm actually.
I've even given him some silly ideas.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you should just do silly things like to get your voice out there, like what you think they would sound like. Like, show my little stuffy. Like, this is what I think this broccoli would sound like.
I do that all the time with her.
That's what I'm saying. No, that'd be like that would do so well on TikTok. I think. Like honestly, just like. Because when you were on here and you did the different voices, I was like, how is this, all these voices, all these different, like, accents coming from this mouth?
It's so funny to me, too, because, like, it's something that I'm used to.
I wasn't, like, that was my first time, like, really, like, experiencing it firsthand, and I was like, what?
Yeah. Well, it's just so funny, though, too, because now it's, like, I'm literally marrying a man with, like, 14 different voices.
Yeah.
So, like.
What voice are you going to have for your wedding?
I know. Which one am I marrying that day?
Yeah. Are you going to be more...
I'm gonna say I do an Elmo.
That would actually be so funny.
I would be so pissed. You have no idea.
You're like, redo that.
I'd be like, we're going back.
And then it's Kermit doing the vows. And then it's
what about Cookie Monster?
Oh my god.
What is your favorite voice to do?
Oh god, that's I
feel like we have to ask. Like, I mean, come on.
That's a hard one because they're all my babies. Well, technically babies that I've adopted. Great actors.
Yeah. Some of them are yours. Some of them are yours, some of them are adopted.
Mm-hmm. Like, one she does not like that I do.
Starts with the one you don't.
It's so much fun.
I think that's his favorite.
This is the engaged life.
I think this is his favorite.
Like,
because it fucking pisses me off.
Straight as a joke at first. And she's like, you stop
I'm like, I don't want to hear that shit ever again.
And then I keep doing it.
What is it? I want to know now. I'm curious.
It's like a guy from the Midwest. He's like from Minnesota. And he's like a big old. He's just a big old dad character.
Big old daddy.
I'm trying to do a revamp of my animation reel, and I think that's one of the voices I think is really marketable.
I did tell him, I was like, as much as I fucking hate that voice, I know that's probably going to be the one to get us all the checks, and I'm going to hate it.
It probably will be. Like, that's usually how it goes. That's usually.
Like, and I'm going to have to listen to it going around the TV and everything.
You hear it in the booth, you're like, here we go.
God. I hate that voice. I hate that voice.
But it's like,
it's like this Midwestern Minnesotan guy that likes Dr. Pepper. He loves Dr. Pepper. You like the pepper, don't you?
Yeah, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
So she hates it.
I hate it.
But like impression wise, she said
that's how you know I love him if he does that fucking voice and I
you're
still say
adorable.
Yes. Yeah. I know.
What's one of your favorite impressions that I do?
Yeah, what
Marvin
is
the Martian.
Marvin the Martian from a Looney Tunes show. Isn't that lovely?
It's so good. It's just, I like it even though it's like not his original, but it's just so good. That I really like.
I know it's like a like. I always feel like it's like a show.
Favorite little Looney Tunes guys, also. So for me, it's like it's really cool.
She wears me on a sweater sometimes.
This might be super random, but have you ever? Can you sound like Missy?
No. No, it's hard.
Have you ever tried?
I've been told I have a very unique voice. So
you do.
So even he says like he's like he can't try. Like he says he like he can. It's not that he hasn't tried. It's just that he's not big on female voices already.
Like, and it's not like
have you ever been?
I've done some.
Okay.
Like the typical that I go like, oh my god, like this is just
you're pretty good at it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like we're getting married. Oh my god, this is a ring. Oh my god, glimmer. Like
okay, so you know how to do that too.
You can do some of it, but like
yeah, because
like a regular
weren't some like
voice.
I feel like some cartoons maybe like were like there were girl voices, but they're like boys in the show.
And it's
Tara
more
Strong is really good at that.
It's more common. I feel maybe you could tell me otherwise, but from what I've seen, I feel it's more common of female doing male voices than the other way around.
Yeah,
it's a little, and usually it's hard
like
to tell.
Like
except for like Bob's Burgers, like they have a lot of men doing women, and it's wonderful.
Yeah,
but
Big Mouth where you have like Nick Kroll doing the oh my god, like,
that's I know exactly what you're talking about. That's hilarious.
He doesn't try to like mimic my voice per se. It's just I don't know. I feel like I have
like why are you mimicking me?
I try to get her to do voices with me.
Yeah, that was gonna be my follow-up question. Was like, how do you guys help each other, like with your guys' craft? Like, do you like work on voices with him or like lines?
I'll work on voices with him, and I'll kind of like he says, like I'll listen and I'll like give him some feedback, and I'll give him like I'm a very more like I'm not obviously a voice actor. I think
said I'm not a voice. I'm like, you have a voice.
I have a voice.
I'm not a voice.
I have a voice.
Looks out the window like music video stars.
I do. I've been told. I have been told I have a very unique voice. Like people, like I've been told very often. Like I always know when you're in the room because like I can pick your voice out of anybody.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, shit, I should be a voice actor. Like clearly, I have like such a stable voice. So
you know, like it's so nice for her to be to have, because she also honestly knew a lot more about voiceover than I knew, which is another reason why I was more attracted to her. Because like the first time she came over when we were friends, we watched a whole documentary about voiceover, and she didn't she didn't sigh, she didn't like look at her phone, like she was like into it. I'm like,
I was into
You're like,
I was into him.
Yeah.
But I did have some interest in it. So that's also what's cool is like, because he was even shocked about things I already knew. Mm-hmm. And he was like, you know this stuff? I'm like, yeah, no, I get it. I was really, listen, my parents were strict. I wasn't allowed to go out. I wasn't allowed to do much. And I love film and TV so much already. So I watched a lot of the ins and outs as far as acting and makeup and all that goes. Like those are my two that I pivoted between, and one of those was voice acting. Yeah. And so I am able to help him in those ways, and that's kind of how we play off with each other. Mm-hmm. And I'm obviously not a voice actress, but I'll fuck with them sometimes.
No, yeah.
I
do fun.
I have like a mimicky voice that I do when I make fun of him, that he says could be a voice, but it's not like a casual voice.
Hey, if you want to show us your
like
voice.
Our old family, like our old like married couple voices, where you're like,
what are you guys gonna sound like in like 55 years?
Yeah, because he for some reason every time he thinks he's old, he thinks he has like this deep grizzly old man voice.
The name's Ivan Plowman.
Like that's what he thinks.
His name changes too.
He's a completely different man.
I don't do tapioca pudding. It hurts my stomach.
Like, and so we'll fuck around.
So specific.
We'll fuck around and do stuff like that, and I'll kind of hit him with a little boy. Or like a lot of the time, I do make fun of him. Like every time he's on my nerves and like he complains about something.
Yeah.
Like you know how like
no, it's healthy though.
No offense to everyone, but you know how men are. Yeah. Like they stub their toe and they're out for the count for like 2 weeks.
They're like, I'm dying.
Oh yeah, and you know.
Yeah.
And so like I'll like mimic him and I'll make fun of him. Like, oh my god, I'm Jacob B. Hill and I hurt myself. Like poor me. Like I like do that voice a lot.
But you also play with the Ivan one too. You're like, ow. You're like, you make that like old lady, like, oh, you gotta get yourself out.
I want to hear it.
I know. I know, because he'll say something and I'm like, knock it off with all that business. Like,
there we go.
And like, it's not good, but it's just how I fuck.
No, but it's fun to try. And it's like,
and every now and again he'll talk as Kermit the Frog, and I'll hit him with like a Kermit. I mean, I was like
Miss Piggy.
It'd be funny if you guys were like having an argument and then you just like switch it up into like a funny ass voice. And
she's so mad.
But then you can't even be mad. You're just like, fuck. Like I can't take you serious. And then you act like Cookie Monster and be like, oh my god, I'm fighting with Cookie Monster.
Like I can't do this.
Yeah.
I know. No, it's fun. And it's like it's fun that we're in this industry.
It definitely keeps it fun, I think.
Too, because it's like, you know, now that we're building like this new connection and new life together, it's important to kind of like keep that balance.
And it's really nice that we know each other's craft. Like every time that she needs something, like if she's got a set that day, like the day after, like the day before, I will help her set up her kit. And I'll know how to like get what she needs. Like if she needs special effects, she'll need her blood, she'll need her prostate, she'll need this, she'll need that.
It was really funny because I like took a nap on accident because I was just so tired. And I woke up and I was like, son of a bitch.
No, because the fucking hours are crazy. I'm like, these eye bags are no joke.
I gotta go. And like I have to.
One thing, she has such a weird schedule with everything that she does.
Yeah.
I literally can get up at like 9 a.m.
Okay, we get it.
I'm a morning person.
Yeah, you can go in at like 8 a.m. and then we're like, call time's 4 a.m.
Go in at 8, finish by what? 12? Yeah.
4 hours, make more than both of us combined.
Yeah, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. But it's good. I mean, it's nice to kind of, being in a relationship and being in the industry was one thing, and now being engaged and being in the industry is a whole other thing. Yeah. Because now there's even like a deeper kind of support. And also I really, really like I'm not going to say that it hasn't happened that I've been hit on set. Yeah. Because it does happen. Yeah. And you're in a professional setting. So in real life, I'm mean as hell to men. Like, don't talk to me, don't look at me. Bye. Leave me alone. But I can't be like that on set. Yeah. As much. Right. Unless it's like it's really out of hand. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now I'm just like, oh yeah. Thank
You're
you.
like,
Thank you.
did you just get blinded?
Thank you for thinking I'm pretty.
You know, like you said, we work some crazy hours sometimes.
It gets hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But I think it's a lot easier because we started out this whole journey with long distance.
Yeah.
And so that really prepared us for a lot of times where we weren't be able to see each other a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so he'll do what he can.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like as long as you guys both
me.
put in the effort, you know,
we just had a day to watch American Horror Story.
Yeah, we watched a whole season in one day.
Season.
No way. Which one? Which season?
Cult.
Nice.
Cult.
Yeah. Did you like?
It was okay.
Yeah. My favorite one was Asylum. The second
I love
season.
Asylum.
Yeah.
I love
Freak
Asylum.
Show. Nice. Yeah.
You're
Asylum was
a
scary.
rare one who likes Freak Show as her favorite. I do like it though too.
I liked Freak Show, but Asylum was my favorite. I just thought it was like actually kind of scary. You know?
Asylum was really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of how we manage it. Is we tend to like. On our off time, we tend to really do spend that with each other. And I do feel bad because a lot of it is like, you know, I have family calling, I have friends texting, and I have to keep up with everybody.
Right, it's hard. Like
I am so busy all the time.
Yeah.
And so with him, though, he's more understanding about it.
Yeah, because he gets it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he also, you know, like sometimes our schedules are so opposite. So pretty much, even if that means like we just get to like have dinner and like watch an episode before bed,
but still,
we make sure we find those little times. Or
I do that too. Yeah, it's
even we're a one-car family, so I don't like to drive. I will not drive. I will be a professional passenger until the day I die. Like I will.
I like that. I haven't heard that one. That's a good one.
That's what I'm gonna do. And so if he can't take me, I'll take an Uber. But even then, he says he prefers to take me because he's like that just gives us like an extra 30 minutes to hang out.
It does.
So we find time. Like
I'm so thankful for every time we get to hang out.
Oh, that's sweet.
He's obsessed with me or whatever.
Cute. Yeah.
I'd be like, how do you know each other? And we're like, well.
Now you can be like, we're engaged.
Now I have to say we're engaged. Before it's like, we're dating. And it was just really funny because people, they didn't really know.
Right.
And that's a good thing because I think that goes to show that we do keep it on a level, but it's obvious that we know each other from previous
experiences. That's fine. You can.
And then once people find out, then we're a little more open and lenient about it. Like, we still won't be touchy. We're not like, we'll still follow protocols.
Right. Like, you're not going to be like making out on the wall.
No, but it'll be more obvious. Like, in the middle of Utah, there's no light. There's nothing, and I had to use the bathroom really bad. Like, I had been holding it for hours, and that abandoned prison didn't have any running water, so we had to walk like across the back to the sheriff's like holding area. But it was so dark out there, and I've never been to Utah.
Yeah.
So I went and I grabbed him, and I'm like, "You're gonna come with me to the bathroom."
Yeah.
And it's funny, and I'm like,
"No, of course."
well, I know you. I don't know the other guy, the other PA, and I was like, and the only other person I know is the fucking director. I can't bring him. I'm like, come on, hold my hand outside. I'm scared.
No, I wouldn't even think twice about that. I'd be like, totally.
And nobody cared because obviously they knew the director knew going into it we were together and everything. And they're just like, where are you guys going? And I'm like, he used to take me because I'm scared. And they're like, okay, like that's fine.
I'm scared to go pee, but for good reason.
It was so dark out there. Like, you couldn't see like a mile in front, and there's cows out there. So every now and again you hear a cow, and you're like,
it's like behind you. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah. So I mean. It's definitely, I don't think it'll change the way we do set. It's just going to change our form of communication. Like, we're very in tune. It's going to make it stronger,
too. Yeah.
We've always been really in tune with one another,
That's good.
I think. We're very much yin and yang. I'm very much the black part because I'm the mean and the ruthless one.
The peace and balance.
I love it. You need that balance. You need that balance.
Oh, before we end, too, I will say we are incorporating some of our film-esque.
It's a very aesthetic film.
Tell us how.
We kind of want... So it's not very traditional to have very cinematic wedding photos, but I'm looking for a photographer who can do something more cinematic.
Yeah. Oh my god, yes.
I think it's going to be really cute, and there are going to be certain elements that I think we're going to find other ways to incorporate film. Yeah. Because that's just such a big part of our lives.
Like you're thinking maybe like a nice little like slideshow.
I was going to say that a video of you guys, like your relationship.
Yeah,
you
like
guys
a
when
very
you were young, like
a very cute little put together.
Totally, like a nice
that's like
video.
Photos from us when we were teenagers.
Exactly.
Until now, like we're
exactly
grown.
And then combine all those videos you guys have together and just be like a little like movie.
Yeah. So we're planning on a little slideshow. We're planning on having. I want like my photo theme to be a little more Vogue-esque and also a little more cinematic.
Fuck yeah.
And I think that would be really cute. And we actually said a lot of people make save the date cards and everything. He wants to do a save the date video, and I'm like, that's extra.
Like you said, you only get married once. Fuck it. Like do it. You know what I mean? This is your moment. Oh my god. Well, thank you guys both so much for coming on and giving us the update. I'm so excited for you guys to get married. Watch it one more time. You'll see them again soon, but for now, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.